Good evening, everyone, and this is the first of the Mohawks, the old Hasegawa 1 in 72nd Hasegawa Hales kit. And you may wonder what a Mohawk is doing with my modern collection. And in many ways, of course, the Mohawk's role has been replaced by the drone. Here's a Predator, and then by the Reaper drone, the medium altitude, long range, long endurance drones. But the Special Forces, when the Afghanistan war heated up, brought back some of these OV-1As, which had been used by the Wildlife Protection Service to hunt poachers and save the wildlife by blowing things up. They brought them back into service because there are some assets that this aircraft has that drones necessarily don't have. And one of those is that as a commander, you can have a commander on board the aircraft and he can get a Mark 1 eyeball of the target area rather than relying on sensors, command links and data links. Any latency in that system, any bad weather, well, the Mohawk is actually going to be able to punch through that, go ultra low level in a way that the medium altitude surveillance types can't. And the other reason why they brought the Mohawk back was because it was payload. And here it has the 2 auxiliary tanks, and those give it a 500-mile combat radius, just under 944 miles with the external tanks, which is pretty good. Obviously the Malagasy ones were fitted for in-flight refueling, which enables even more endurance. You've got a 4-hour on-station time, a top speed of around 260 mile an hour in operation, maybe cruising at 230. So you can go ahead of helicopters, you can escort Chinooks, you can escort Special Forces raids, and you can check the ground for what the operators are doing. Now, this is finished in the so-called Israeli camouflage because I nicked it from Israel, and it's a rather nice camouflage scheme. I think it gives it a modern edge. I've done it with 2 crew, one of the Hasegawa crew and just another one from the spare box, and just used whatever decals are salvageable because these are very old kits and this has been in my stash for some time. So 4 of these were returned to service. They are, of course, the short wing version. Now, most Malagasy OV-1 Mohawks were converted to the D model. These have the engines of the D, the higher power engines, but retained the short wings because that's what the Wildlife Protection Ministry had. They're very much an interim type, and as you'll see in a future video, the Ds are coming back into service now, and the Ds are fully modernised, whereas this is like a partial modernisation. In terms of fit, the Wildlife Protection Ministry, they had already fitted glass cockpits and they had already fitted a forward-looking infrared electro-optical turret there for night bad weather operation. Retains the 50 cal gun pods there under the fuselage, 2 Hellfires, CBU 105 wind-corrected munitions dispenser. It's like a sort of guided cluster bomb. And a rocket pod here for either target marking or for blowing stuff up. And the idea of this is that Special Forces missions are often going in without heavy support, just using the MH-47Gs and the MH-60s. So if they encounter technicals, an enemy that's attacking with vehicles, well, the cluster bombs, the guided cluster bombs are really good for taking out light-skinned enemy armour. The 50 cals can lay down suppressive fire, as can the rocket pods, and the Hellfires can take out suicide vehicles, vehicle-borne IEDs. These 4 aircraft still remain in service with the Special Forces, and as you'll see shortly, the upgraded D models are coming soon. I hope you like this build. The kit is a little gem to build. Clearprop obviously do a very modern one, but that's £60. I've got a number of these in the stash. I've put off building them because I didn't really have a role for them, but they do give some advantages over things like the Predator and the Reaper, mainly their flexibility, payload, and their ability to work in conjunction with the units on the ground. SATCOM antenna, modern communications antennas obviously fitted. I particularly like this scheme. I hope you do too. Take care. Goodbye.